We have a crosstown rivalry matchup between Naperville North and Naperville Central girls bowling. The Red Hawks look to get their record over 500 and pick up a second consecutive match victory. We start with Central's Elizadle-Sanchez, who shot hook lines and sinks right into the pocket, giving her the strike. On the same pair, Maddie Davila feeds off her teammate's success, picking up the 4-count spare. The pair finished the match with Sanchez rolling a 325 series and Davila throwing a 337. Moreno would get plenty of action in the second game. She plows the ball through the pins to get the strike, which would carry over into the 10th frame. Faced with picking up a tricky 5-7 split spare in the 10th, Moreno has no fear as she slides the pin to get the conversion. She ends Game 2 with a 131 score. First-year varsity bowler Cecil looks to get the 10-pin spare, and like an archer, she hits bullseye for the pickup. Later, Cecil's Brooklyn attempt is good for the strike. She finishes the match with a 356 series. Kate Anderson has a 4-count attempt as her shot ricochets the 3-pin into the 8-pin for the spare. Later in the match, she looks to pick up the 4-pin spare and she just gets the conversion. Anderson finishes the match with a 395 overall series. Leading the way for the Red Hawks is Teresa Dufferin. She rolls the ball perfectly into the pocket, giving her the strike. Later in the match, Dufferin's shot again goes right into the pocket, but needs a little bit of help to knock over the 7-pin for the strike. She finishes the match with a 559 overall series. Let's now move over to Naperville North. Felicia Openshaw gets the 1-2-4 spare and celebrates with her Husky teammates. On the same pair, Sophia Balagat goes across the lane to take down the 7-pin. Openshaw finishes with a 287 series, while Balagat ends with a 251. Lois Beck would get some strikes going for North. This Brooklyn shot is on point and just knocks over the 5-pin for the strike. She ends the day with a 341 series. Ellie Child would lead the way for the Huskies. This shot is dead center in the pocket as the sliding pin does just enough to knock down the 5 and 8 pins. Child leads North with a 427 overall series. Carly Bashus would also get things going. Her fastball goes right down the pocket, knocking the pins out of orbit for the strike. Bashus' overall series of 343 is second best for North. Wrapping up with Michelle Beck for Naperville North, as her pocket shot does just enough to tip down the 7-pin. Beck finishes with a 341 overall series. But it's the Red Hawks who win the match by 338 pins, moving to 3-2 on the season.
Just pretty much keeping our spirits high so the energy keeps us driven, and then just focusing in practices and just working on being more consistent.